So recently, I made some clay. Some molding clay. It was really easy to make. If you want to know how to make it, I'll leave a link to the King of Randoms video down in the description where I learned it. I decided if you have some molding clay, you gotta have a pottery wheel. So guess what? I'm gonna make a pottery wheel. Let's get started. So now the first thing that we're gonna need to do is probably find a motor to run our pottery wheel. I've recently taken apart some electronics and I think through those I could probably find a motor. So I'm gonna go look for one. Okay. My room's a mess, my electronics bin. This, I gotta fix this someday.
Is that my speaker?
Yes.
Hey, vote. Vote in the comments if he should fix my speaker next, because I truly think that he should.
Alright, I'll give it a try. Oh, here we go. Here we go, this'll work. Yes. Boom! This actually, I believe, came from paper printer. Probably like a 12-volt motor or something. I'll figure that out later. Okay, we've got our motor. Go on and jump on the computer and design all the 3D parts next. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna design a small gear for this motor and then a large gear so that the small gear spins very quick, which the motor will be attached to, and then the big gear will spin a little bit slower, which is where our pottery platform is gonna go on top of that. All right, all the parts done. All right, so now I think we gotta get all the hardware for this. Let's go get the hardware. I think I got the majority of my hardware here, at least a lot of the screws and stuff. I'll probably have to find some ball bearings too, but I'll get those. All right, I think that's it. All right, so I got all the hardware, I've got the motor. I'm gonna need some way of powering the motor, so let's figure that out now. Mains power here, which is 120. So we need to convert that over to 12 volts. And the way I'm gonna do it is with the power brick. So what I did is I put a mains switch here, which will be our on and off, which then goes to a power brick. And then I have a diode in here, and then the motor is gonna hook right into this end, just like that, to power the motor. Okay, so that should be the electronics for this whole thing. So when we hit the switch, power goes in the mains power goes in, ends up to be 12 volts DC out here, runs through a diode, goes to the motor, boom. That's that. Okay, so now that we got all that figured out, I think now we need to build a box. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, it's so off. That terrible hole. You know what? No one will recognize it. All right, the box. The wheel that's gonna spin on top. Dun, dun, dun. All right, open up the bottom of the box here. I think what I'm gonna do now is put our little gear to the motor. You can see it runs around the gear. Designing these gears were a lot of fun. We're gonna put our motor in. Tighten it down, just like that. I've made these things here, which are designed to tighten down right here to help the whole wheel. It actually has something to roll against, and it won't be just left out in the open.
Okay.
That's the idea, at least. There we go. So now, what we need to do is put the switch in. So power supply is secure in there. It is probably not the most beautiful thing you ever did see, but it works. Now we're gonna go ahead and put our backing on, which I've kind of carved out a small spot here for the cord, or when the board goes over the top of it, it will kind of pinch the cord so that it can't get pulled out very easily. So let's put this on here. All right, I think it's time to test this thing. Testing it, turning it on.
That delay was nerve-wracking.
That's awesome.
What have you done? What have you done? It's ice cream with sprinkles.
Actually, I need to get that off. Dang it.
It's sprinkled ice cream. That's what it is.
So, my sister decided to try it.
We'll find out here in a second. This is my moment in the sun.
Well, Shay, what would you say on this? Call it successful?
Yeah, this is definitely a win.
Yay! All right, my turn. See you next time.